Hey, how are you doing?
Not bad. I lived in Colorado for 3 years.
Oh, so did I.
Colorado was nice.
Yeah.
It's different.
Where'd you live in Colorado?
Colorado Springs.
Yeah, same here.
Really?
Yep.
Alright, I can't believe I'm doing this. So this is day one of doing a daily video on YouTube. Headed to New York City today. Can't believe I'm actually gonna put a freaking video on YouTube every day, but here we go. This is gonna be interesting. Awesome, pretty mountains on my coffee.
Good to go?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, thanks.
Need to get some coffee for the rest of this trip. Got up way too early this morning. Here's one thing I've never understood about Boston is why you have North Station and South Station over a mile apart when you have to switch trains and oftentimes don't have a lot of time to do it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Starting a daily video when you're uncomfortable with even taking a selfie is you feel ridiculous walking around with a camera pointed at your face, talking into it by yourself. I don't even know if I'm going to be very good at this. Like, I know I'm pretty confident in my filmmaking abilities and taking good pictures, things like that, but you know, putting up a daily video on YouTube is a little bit different kind of ball game. I don't ride a boosted board, I don't have tattoos, I'm not particularly good looking. I don't know how to do makeup. I don't know how to play video games that well. I'm really not an expert at anything. There's a lot I don't have going for me. I do have a beard. I've got an uphill battle here, but ultimately I think it comes down. Roger's coming to get me. Yeah, I went.
You outside.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Do you get quite a few people that are having to make that trip between North and South stations? Yeah. Thank you for the ride.
You're welcome. No problem.
to Penn Station, about 12:45. First thing I gotta do is go get a haircut and something to eat. Weather's pretty shitty outside. Despite the fact that I've got a shit ton of insecurity about doing something like this, I ultimately can't deny that the best way to become a better storyteller is to tell a story every single day. You're not gonna ever get better at anything by staying within your comfort zone and walking around with the camera in front of my face, talking into it by myself. If that's what it takes. Nothing makes you feel better than a fresh, good haircut, and that was a great haircut. And now I'm gonna head over to Task and Purpose. Hey, what's going on, man? You're on camera.
Nice.
Yeah, love how you missed it that evening. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. No, it's a vlog. It's supposed to feel slightly amateur.
Well, keep going.
So we're here with Patrick from Task and Purpose.
Hey.
Patrick is one of my favorite people at Task and Purpose because he's the lead crisis actor. You may have seen some of his work during Hurricane Sandy, actually.
I've worked
Can
on.
you tell us a little bit about?
Yeah, I've as a crisis actor. So first, let me backtrack. Let me go back, as a lot of people do when they talk about their acting careers. When I was young, I did voice acting for some children's authors, and I thought, how can I take this to the next level? And my great-grandfather told me the most important thing you can do is find work that pays. And I said, great. So I found this sweet Craigslist ad years ago, and my first job was Hurricane Katrina, actually.
Hurricane Katrina?
As a crisis actor.
You look too young for Katrina.
I was one of the children claiming that there was a hurricane. I was paid a lot of money. It was a lot of fun. To the Koch brothers and the George Soroses, thank you. God bless. You are my patron.
Patrick wouldn't be the man he is today. Like, Pat is not actually a crisis actor. That's ridiculous. What are you in charge of here at Task and Purpose?
So I head up the video department, which is just myself and Bradley is his name. And so really what we're doing is trying to take the written content that's already pretty stellar and turn it into a video format to where people who don't want to read a 5,000 word essay like myself can just get a quick 2-minute visual component.
My bad.
Of what they want. Yeah, he's a nerd and he writes like way too much. But you're also fantastic with video. You get out there, he writes nerd articles and takes nerd video. And nerd video complements a nerd article. We all love a little nerd video.
But content-wise, Task and Purpose is going through evolutions as it always does, as a startup does. What do people have to look forward to if they're following Task and Purpose in the next year?
So in the next year, I'd say we're about to go through a pretty rapid growth phase. We just brought on a new managing editor, Sam, who is a Navy veteran. He went to the Naval Academy. Don't hold it against him. And he's worked at BuzzFeed. He's worked at, I can't remember now because he's so new. He's literally his third day today. We brought on a whole new team. And so over the next year, what we're going to have is really just a vamping up of content. We're gonna pull a little bit away from some of the content we've been doing, and we're gonna create channels, streams covering gear, video games, tech, military culture, community. Just basically trying to show that we are vets, because so many people think we're not. They think that we didn't serve, that we're not authentic.
You were in the Marine Corps.
I guess I call myself.
And he was, I think, what they call a merc.
I was also a merc, yeah. I went from door kicker to merkin kicker. I was a motor T transport in the Marine Corps, and I got lucky enough to be moved into Intel. I embedded with the Lime Platoons, which gave me Stockholm Syndrome and made me think I was a grunt for a little while. And then I worked with drones as a merc. I played video games a lot and made a shitload of money. But we do have a lot of vets here, and people think that we're not vets because we talk about nerd shit.
Yeah, bona fide. The owner, actually, Zach Giskel, was like a former MARSOC guy, Force Recon,
He
something
stood
like
up
that.
MARSOC.
Yeah, one of the guys that stood up MARSOC.
He stood it up.
Fought in the Battle of Fallujah.
He was there in Fallujah.
Yeah.
Before vlogging was cool, he was vlogging in Fallujah with a combat camp. He's got Bronze Star with Valor.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been at Ranger Up doing video content. You've been here at Task and Purpose. You've been in front of a camera and creating content for a while. What advice would you have for me or anybody that is like trying to up that game as far as internet, social media, shareable content?
Think about your spirit animal. Mine is Jack Mandeville. So when I got to Ranger Up, I was incredibly uncomfortable just even being like filmed on camera because you overthink it immediately. Go in your own head. Do I look cool? Am I fat? Am I fit? Do I look dumb? The truth is you don't look cool. You do look fat. You do look dumb. And if you embrace the Jack Mandeville spirit animal, which is don't try to be anything but what you are, people actually like it because they
Hashtag authentic.
They respect it. They do. So Jack Mandeville is a disgusting human being sometimes, but people love it because he's not trying to be anything but that.
Yeah. So basically, what you're telling me, Pat, is I'm doomed.
No, you're gonna do so great.
He's single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, I have HPV.
Just got done at Task and Purpose. Always good to see those guys. Now it's time for a hockey game. Well, I had a few drinks. Anyway, first full day of vlogging. I hate that word. My first episode is about to be done as soon as I finish this up. I still feel uncomfortable with it, but I need to do it. So what does this look like day to day, every day for a year, right? Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna talk about? You know, one, you know, as far as my journalism ventures go, I primarily write in the national defense, foreign policy, veteran military type space. I don't want this channel to be beholden to that. I would like to expand the audience a little bit. I would like to just be a normal dude. You know, of course, military topics will come up from time to time, but I don't think this is a veteran-centric channel. I'd like to talk about my family. I'd like to talk about what I do day to day. I'd like to talk about what it's like to be a creative professional, somebody who is striving to make it into the upper ranks. I've made documentaries, I've made short films, I've been a journalist, I've written books. I haven't done any of those things at an extremely high level though. You know, I'm a little bit short on national bylines, and
if my goal is to be a great storyteller, then I need to tell stories every single day, despite how uncomfortable it makes me feel. And I need to make compelling content, hopefully stuff that you guys enjoy. And I hope that I'm able to shed light on what it's like to work in this profession, what it's like to deal with, hey, I don't have any ideas, what it's like to, hey, I don't know how to use this equipment, or I don't know how to use this software. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and if all else fails, I hope someday when she grows up, she saw Dad, you know, went for it. No matter what, Dad always went for it. And I think that's what anybody should strive to do, regardless of whether they have kids or not. Like, go for it. Overall, content-wise, you know, how am I going to produce a video worth watching every single day? I think that comes down to one simple thing. I need to live a life worth filming every single day.